A 28-year-old woman was charged this morning in Los Angeles County for the murder of her 9-year-old daughter.
The girl was found partially stuffed in a duffel bag in early March. Natasha Chen explains why police also have the woman's boyfriend arrested in the case.
28-year-old Tequesta Graham was charged in Los Angeles today with the murder of her 9-year-old daughter. She and her 38-year-old boyfriend, Emil Hunt, are accused of killing Trinity Love Jones around March 1st. Jones was found in a partially zipped bag a few days later in the eastern part of LA County. The girl's father was among those who left messages near the trail where she was found. He wrote, "Daddy loves and misses you so much. You will always be missed and loved forever."
Words can't describe, but I just want justice for her. I want justice. I want answers.
Police had few answers at first. They sent out a sketch hoping someone would identify the girl wearing a pink shirt reading "Future Princess Hero." Then tips came in and police began looking for Graham and Hunt just as the two were stopped at a Border Patrol checkpoint in Texas. Graham was arrested there on an unrelated warrant, and Hunt continued to drive back to California. He was arrested March 9th, and Graham was then extradited from Texas to Los Angeles last week and interviewed about her daughter's murder. Jones's cousin,
Trinity was our princess,
says the family is devastated.
She didn't deserve any of this. She didn't deserve to be tossed out like trash.
I'm Natasha Chen reporting.
Graham's next court appearance will be on April 16th. If convicted as charged, Graham faces a possible maximum sentence of 26 years to life in state prison. Hunt faces up to 55 years to life in prison, and Graham has a previous conviction of enticing a minor for prostitution, and her boyfriend Hunt has a previous conviction of child abuse.
The fire that has been rampaging within the metro Houston area has finally been put out. After 4 straight days of smoke, authorities have confirmed that the air quality is now safe. Schools and businesses began reopening yesterday due to firefighters' efforts, but some closed again today due to the shift in weather. Authorities are still investigating the cause of the fire.
I know the concerns and I understand the concerns when you see a plume of smoke, perhaps material coming down. It's worrisome, and we understand that. We are also looking at all the science and the data. We're not in a position to raise further alarm.
ITC says the specialty firefighting team from Louisiana was brought in to battle the blaze with water and foam.
The Illinois Supreme Court is refusing to resentence a former Chicago cop convicted of killing a black teenager. Former officer Jason Van Dyke was sentenced to 81 months in prison about 2 months ago, but the state's attorney general and prosecutors petitioned the Illinois High Court to toss out that decision. They said Van Dyke was sentenced for only his conviction on second-degree murder, but not on 16 other charges of aggravated battery with a firearm. The state Supreme Court denied that a petition in a 4-2 vote yesterday. There was no explanation from the majority, but the 2 dissenting justices said the original judge made improper decisions.
The majority's denial, without explanation, does not confirm whether Judge Gaughan's sentence is consistent with Illinois law. Nonetheless, we recognize and respect the Supreme Court's authority.
Van Dyke shot 17-year-old Laquan McDonald 5 years ago. The officer claimed it was self-defense, but a video from the scene contradicted that. The shooting sparked protests and led to the removal of Chicago's police commissioner. And the European Union is going after Google for $1.7 billion. The EU says the tech giant committed numerous antitrust violations when it came to online advertising. Specifically, the EU accused Google of imposing a number of restrictive clauses with third-party websites, preventing Google's rivals from placing their search ads on those sites. This makes it the third massive fine that the EU has imposed on Google since 2017.
The Disney-Fox merger is finally official after more than a year of negotiations. Under the $71 billion deal, Disney now controls Fox's movie and TV studios, as well as Fox's 30% stake in streaming service giant Hulu. That remains of 21st Century Fox will live on as the Fox Corporation. The company will now control the Fox Broadcasting Network, Fox News Channel, and dozens of local TV stations. Disney is also currently in the process of selling more than 20 Fox regional sports channels as part of the deal. And in our health news tonight, a new government report found that 1/3 of uninsured Americans do not take their medicine as prescribed to try to lower cost. By comparison, just over 8% of those with private insurance resorted to the step. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention also found that 40% of those uninsured asked their doctors for less expensive options, while nearly 14% who lacked insurance sought alternative therapies. The study comes as the Trump administration and Congress call on prescription drug makers to find ways to lower the cost of drugs.
How long will you be needing your umbrella? Madeline Parker has your forecast next.
But first, on Wall Street, stocks in the day with mixed results. The Night Business Report has more coming up next at 5:30.
Welcome back to River Region Evening Edition. Here is a viewer photo sent in by Patrick Cotto. As you can see, it was pretty rainy for the first day of spring, but as we can also see that it is 48 degrees outside. It is also with 43-degree humidity. 82% humidity with a 43-degree dew point. Our wind is southwest at 12 miles per hour, and our barometer reads 30.05. Now, if we can see our almanac, we can see that it was almost completely average today. We were at 54 degrees for our high, which is only 5 degrees lower than our average of 59 degrees. Our low is 40 degrees, which is 4 degrees higher than our average low of 36 degrees. Our record low is 9, and our record high is 82 degrees, set in 2012. But if we can see our regional temperatures, we can see it is raining all across the board today, except for in Waterloo. Waterloo is at 53 degrees with cloudy skies, but Carbondale, Cape Girardeau, Marion, Paducah, and Evansville, it is raining all over southern Illinois and in parts of Indiana and Kentucky and in Missouri. We were at 48 degrees in Carbondale, 47 in Marion, but as we can see, it was a pretty mild day all across the United States. Everywhere is in the yellows and into the lower blues, so it's in 40 degrees up near Chicago and into Wisconsin and Minnesota, but when we get down to Orlando, it barely reaches into the upper 70s, so it was a very mild day all across the region. But if we can see our surface map, we can see that there is some rain that is going to be in southern Illinois for a little bit while longer. We have a low pressure system that is moving down, bringing in some freezing rain and some regular rain. We have some low pressure systems that will be causing some nasty weather for the coming days, but we do have a cold front that will be making its way through this region in the coming days. But for tonight, we will see it as 40 degrees for the low. We have some light rain early on, but it'll be partly cloudy later on in the evening around 10 p.m. And we have wind speeds that can be up to 15 miles per hour. Right now, for tonight, it'll be 11 miles per hour from the southwest, and the sun is setting at 7:08 p.m. Now for tomorrow morning, it'll be 41 degrees with mostly sunny skies. There will be 10-mile-per-hour winds from the northwest, so it'll be a little bit cool, but it'll be very windy, so watch out for that. Maybe a little bit of a windbreaker instead of having a giant coat, just being able to cut through that wind. But tomorrow afternoon, it'll be about 48 degrees for the high, partly cloudy skies. Wind speeds up to 20 miles per hour. They'll be starting at 7 miles per hour from the northwest, and the sun is rising at 6:59 a.m. Now tomorrow night, it'll be 35 degrees for the low. Clear skies. The winds will start to die down, going to 10 miles per hour. They'll be starting about 7 miles per hour from the northwest, and the sun is setting at 7:09 p.m. Now for our 5-day outlook. We can see that it is going to be 48 degrees on Thursday with partly cloudy skies. Friday is going to be nice and sunny with 55 degrees. Saturday will be 55 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Sunday will be rainy, but it'll be 60 degrees for the high, and Monday will be rainy with 56 for the high.
Keep the umbrella handy.
Keep the umbrella handy.
Thanks, Madeline.
And now here's Tyler Zabi with a preview of what's coming up next in sports. Tyler?
Well, Hannah, a wild one was played yesterday at Itchy Jones Stadium, and more play-in games in March Madness. You're watching Evening Edition at 5. It was everything you'd expect from a sibling rivalry. The two teams traded the lead several times before the Salukis grabbed the lead for good in the 7th on a Nikola Vasic hit by pitch, and the bullpen shut down the Cougars from there to hold on 7-6. The win came for the Salukis with 2 of their starters still out with injuries. The Dogs' next game is a home weekend series against the preseason Ohio Valley favorite Morehead State. You can catch the first game of the series on ESPN+. As Saluki football announced its annual golf scramble. The event will take place May 4th at 9 a.m. at Hickory Ridge Golf Course. It costs $100 to register as an individual and $600 for teams of 6. To register, email Gaiska Crowley at the address seen on your screen. And softball's midweek showdown with SEMO has been postponed. A makeup date has already been announced and will be April 16th at 5 p.m. in Cape Girardeau. The Salukis host MVC foe Valpo this weekend with a doubleheader Saturday at 12 and Game 3 Sunday at 11. Patriots owner Robert Kraft is expected to reject an offer that would have dropped charges against him. The offer is reported that in exchange for dropping charges, he would pay a fine, do some community service, and admit that he would have been found guilty if taken to trial. However, the 77-year-old owner is adamant he did not take part in any illegal activity. Kraft's arraignment is scheduled for March 28th. And after tonight, the field of 64 will be set. The final two play-in games tip off tonight, and the first game features the Bison from North Dakota State and the Eagles from North Carolina Central, with the winner taking on Duke. And the nightcap will be the Arizona State Sun Devils and St. John's Red Storm for the right to play Buffalo. Last night, Fairleigh Dickinson and Belmont punched their tickets into the field of 64 and will play tomorrow. And speaking of March Madness, I think every SIU fan has to be ecstatic right now with Byron Mullins.
Being here since Brian Mullins played in 2007, I'm one of his biggest fans, so this is like the best news of my life today that he's going to be our new head coach.
She heard it and she was like, oh my gosh. So,
well, I think that was the collective sound from Carbondale.
I think so. All right, thanks, Tyler.
After we saw a day of rain, when is the sunshine going to return? Madeline has a final check of the forecast next.
But first, as we head to break, be sure to follow us on social media at River Region News and check out our website for more local content. We'll be right back. Well, finally today is the first day of spring, and how about celebrating it with a free ice cream cone? Get excited about this, because I am. Dairy Queen is celebrating the seasonal change with a free cone day. Head out to your local Dairy Queen today and ask for a free small vanilla or chocolate served cone. A recent survey done by the company found a free DQ cone could make 92% of Americans happy, which actually works out pretty well because today is also International Happiness Day. I'm kind of a happy person all the time, so getting enticed with a free ice cream cone, like, that makes me really happy.
Sign me up.
Yes. And it's a great way to kick off the first day of spring, but you know what wasn't? All that rain we had today. But luckily, we are probably not going to be seeing rain for a couple more days because we will be seeing some rain on Sunday and Monday. But for the rest of the week, it's going to have a lot of sun. We're going to go up to 55 degrees by Friday and Saturday. Sunday, while we are going to be seeing some rain, we're going to have 60 degrees for the high, and on Monday, it's going to be dropping down to 56 degrees, but at least we don't have to deal with rain for a couple more days.
So we're going to move the first day of spring to Friday because of the sunshine.
That sounds like a great idea to me.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, Madeline.
No problem.
And thank you for joining us tonight. The Nightly Business Report is next. I'm Hannah Frisch.
And I'm Jacob Gordon. For Madeline Parker, Tyler Zabi, and all the students who work here on Evening Edition. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.